Yeah, I do believe that Iran does represent a greater threat than ISIS because you see, we can degrade ISIS, we can even destroy ISIS. But when it comes to Iran, it's a big, huge country um, with nearly 18 million people. It is very strategic, very powerful, and it is a major power in the Middle East. So you can degrade it or defeat it. But it is critical to understand that Iran has been and continue to be involved in exporting its revolution, supporting various terrorist groups all over, support Hamas, support Hezbollah, and it is meddling now in the Yemenite conflict. It is in Syria, it is in Lebanon, it is certainly in Iraq. So Iran's mischief, you might say, is just about everywhere in the Middle East. And my feeling, I feel very strongly that as the United States continue to negotiate the technical aspect of the agreement, it will have to link some of the relief from the sanctions to Iran's behavior and ought to insist that Iran changes way and becomes a more constructive player in dealing with the multiple crises in the Middle East. Well, you know, I've always taken the position that you can't really define such an agreement by simply saying it's a good agreement, it's a bad agreement. I'd like to answer the question somewhat differently. Is it better to have an agreement that could theoretically prevent Iran, say for the next 10 years, from acquiring nuclear weapons, or having no agreement and leave Iran to its own devices to pursue its nuclear weapons program? So in that respect, having an agreement is better than having no agreement, provided that the inspections are extremely rigorous, that the inspectors will be able to go to Iran unannounced, that Iran answer all the questions of the IEA, that Iran allow all inspectors to go to any facility anytime they choose to. This is probably a tall order for Iranian to accept. But I think unless we have these provisions clearly stated, then the deal will be a bad deal. Moreover, we have to be very careful in terms of the quality and the quantity of uranium that Iranian will be allowed to enrich, albeit with a reduced number of the centrifuge from nearly 19,000 to 6,500. Nevertheless, even 6,500 can still produce enough uranium over a period of time to put together the material needed for one nuclear bomb. So here too, we have the inspection about the enrichment of uranium will have to be extremely rigorous as well, and to ensure that Iran does not move toward acquiring nuclear weapons during this period of time that is between 10 and 15 years.